Magas. I will vote. Vote Donald Trump. I will vote. Vote Donald Trump. Ha! The worst has happened. I don't know if you guys have not seen this video. If you haven't seen this video, this is the most important time to watch. The worst has happened. Welcome to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you, liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. Guys, with that being said, let's dive right into this video. I'll be back with commentaries.
We can't afford food, we can't afford gas, we can't afford housing. No one's coming to save us. When asked to what extent did he factor in financial situations of the American people, he said, not even a little bit. I don't think about Americans' financial situations. Rising gas prices, rising food costs, rising housing costs, and he doesn't care about our financial situations. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. This is bad. This is the biggest grift of all time, and we have been had. Well, you've been had. You voted for him 2 or 3 times. That's not the point. The reason I am here is to help you make money. It doesn't matter what president is in office. You need to have a way to make money that doesn't rely on your 9 to 5. Because big corporations are who are making out on all of these deals. Tax breaks, kickbacks, bailout. Do you know who pays for that? You and me. These billionaires are getting off scot-free while we do their work for them, make them richer, and pay their taxes. Oh, and the best part? This guy wants to get you off your antidepressants. He thinks too many people in America are on antidepressants. Yeah. No duh. We are one emergency visit away from being bankrupt. Yes, let's take away the one thing that takes away some of the happiness, or at least the numbness. Our government does not care about us. And it's time we face facts and realize that. I'm here to help you. Make sure you're following me. I'm not going to take your money, unlike the United States government.
Listen to this.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about...
I mean, what the hell do you expect when it's coming from him? I'm sorry. But what do you mean, what I think about what Trump said?
What he said, he doesn't think about Americans' financial situation when negotiating with Iran.
I think that why are Americans surprised by that? Coming from who it's coming from. This man has been telling us who he was from the beginning, and now everyone wants to act like they're surprised.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. You're not shocked?
No, I'm not shocked at all. Not because of the president it's coming from. No, I'm not shocked at all. I'm not shocked by anything this man does anymore, honestly.
What do you think about the people who voted for him and saying, this isn't what we voted for?
That's exactly what you voted for. This man, I just said this man told you guys exactly what he was going to do before he got in office, and he did it, and now everyone's surprised.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation.
What'd you make of that?
Yeah, that's bull crap.
I think that's a true statement. Because of course he's not thinking about us at all.
I did vote for Trump. Seemed like a lot different, in the beginning. I'm not fully against everything, but, more currently with the way things are going, I don't agree with. I don't think we should be in this war.
He doesn't care about our situation. He doesn't. He's just here for pride and ego. He's not lying, and he proves it. Not only that, but also like food stamps and other stuff. He does not care about our financial situation. He cares about giving himself a name.
When he says that he's not thinking about Americans' financial situations, what do you make of that?
I think sometimes he comes across, he doesn't always come across, he's a little raw, a little rough around the edges. So just because he says something in a certain way, I don't think he means that he doesn't care about people. I don't believe that for a minute.
I mean, I think that when you're someone who grew up with a certain amount of money, you're going to be out of touch. You're going to live in a completely different reality than other people. When you have no idea what it's like to actually have to work for a dollar, you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Of course, the American pockets don't mean anything to you.
Our gas prices went up because he got us there. And now what's he doing to get them back down?
I don't think about America's financial situation. I don't think about anybody but one thing. He probably meant to say himself. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, Trump has been saying this before he got elected. During the campaign, he told people, he said, I don't care about you, I just need your vote. And people still vote him in. You get what I'm saying? So my jaw is still in place, like I'm not, why did he say that? You know, I don't know why people are riled up about this. At least he's telling the truth. You understand what I'm saying? It's the truth. He's being honest for once in his life. You dig? He don't care about you. How many times If he cared about your financial situation, do you think the gas price would be looking like that? No. But he does not care. How many times is he gonna have to tell you the same shit? Imagine being the leader of a capitalist society like America. The leader, or at least you're supposed to be the leader of a capitalist, the head of capitalism is America. And then you come out and said that you do not care about the people's financial situation. You don't think about anybody. You only think about one thing. Probably talking about himself.
Yesterday, I think at Trump's press conference, whatever, I get so aggravated. One of them press people asked him, what do you think about the America's financial situation when you're dealing with the war, like in Iran, whatever you're doing, got going on? This fool said, and that's what I'm finna call him, fool, said, I don't think about Americans and America's financial situation, in part in connection to this war that he put us in. And so then what made me even more irritated, because I'll be honest, if you are racist, prejudiced, bigoted, whatever, I'm being transparent. I'd rather you be upfront about it, so I know to stay clear of your tail. I'd rather you be honest. But then I just watched the video of another press person like talking to other senators, I'm assuming Republican senators, and saying, did you hear what Trump just said? And they're like, oh no, I didn't hear it. And he's like, he just said that he doesn't care about Americans' financial situation when thinking about the war, in connection to the war. Two of them said, I don't think that's what he meant. Or I would need to know the context into which why he said that. You need to know context for what that man just said. He just said it. And my thing is with a lot of these people that pisses me off, there are instances where you do need context to better understand certain situations. That man has blatantly said the quiet part out loud at every freaking turn, bruh. What do you mean you need context? He don't care. The same way y'all don't care. Just say that. You don't care. Because the policies and the things that in the bills you're passing shows that you don't care. Just go flat out and say it. I get so as a girly pop who's not fully invested, like my heart, soul into everything that happens every day politically and things like that, I do like to keep up on something because I'm not, slow. Like I am very, intelligent in the sense of to be aware of what is going on because these things inadvertently or actively affect me. But it's like, what you mean you need whoever that said that, I don't even know who it was. Vote out of here. Get him out.
Donald Trump has made clear that he and the Republican Party don't give a damn about the personal finances of the American people. It's an extraordinary admission. But the reality of the Trump presidency and Republican control of the House and the Senate has regularly made that very point. Because under the presidency of Donald Trump and Republican control in Congress, the economy is a disaster. Costs haven't gone down, costs have gone up, and it's a direct result of Republican policies. The Trump tariffs have increased costs on everyday Americans by thousands of dollars per year. At the same period of time, Donald Trump's reckless and costly war of choice, where billions of taxpayer dollars are being wasted, has resulted in life becoming more expensive for the American people, particularly as it relates to the dramatic increase in gas prices. In the Trump Republican economy, inflation is at a 3 or 4 year high. The cost of groceries is out of control, gas is out of control, goods are out of control, housing prices are out of control, and the Republican assault on the health care of the American people has ripped away the ability of millions of everyday Americans to be able to go see a doctor when they need one. Donald Trump and Republicans promised to love and cherish Medicaid. They turned around and enacted their one big ugly bill, which is the largest cut to Medicaid in American history. And as a result, hospitals, nursing homes, and community-based health centers closing all across the country, particularly in rural America. The economy is a disaster, and we know why. It's because Donald Trump and Republicans don't give a damn about the personal finances of the American people. Donald Trump said it, and he meant it.
Donald Trump may have just blown the midterms with this statement right here. He literally just said he does not think about our financial situation when it comes to dealing with Iran.
Negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that motivates.
With the cost of gas projected to increase, with the cost of energy going up, with bankruptcies, foreclosures, early withdrawals all increasing under this man's second term, with the cost of beef going up, the cost of groceries going up, you now see what's going on in his mind. In his world, it doesn't matter how much we end up paying, all right? So going into the midterms, you have to make a decision. Do you really want to continue to vote for someone who is actively targeting your wallet? It's not going to get better as long as he's in the White House thinking we suffer, our suffering doesn't matter. Wake up, America.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that motivates.
I don't know why everyone's blowing this out of proportion. I mean, if you had an ant problem in your house, what would you do? Set fire to the house, obviously. You don't have to take into consideration anything else. If you don't like ants, you gotta bomb the house. I mean, set fire to the house, right? You don't have to consider that now you have to buy a new house. You don't have to consider that now you've lost all of your worldly possessions, right? Because those are things that you can worry about later, okay? If you end up on the fucking streets because of it, then, you know, worth it. Because you can only really think about one thing at a time. And if you don't like ants, you have to set fire to your house. I frankly think it's laughable that anyone is expecting that the President of the United States think about anything else. He should only ever have one objective, one singular, bullshit, contrived objective in order to satisfy some other goals, right? But he should only ever care about one thing at a time. And so if his personal conviction is about Iran having nuclear weapons, then who are we to get in the way of his personal feelings, his personal motivations? Because that's what he said at the trail end of that little clip. It's the only thing that motivates him. He doesn't think about the American people and their financial situations, not even a little bit. The only thing that motivates him is Iran not having nuclear weapons, which they didn't have, which they, by the way, have a fatwa against. They have a fatwa against having nuclear weapons. So no evidence from our own intelligence that they were even trying to get nuclear weapons. But listen, if our president said that that's his only objective, and if that's his little special, his special interest of the week, the month, the year, I think that we should support him. I think that he should be able to set fire to this house, because I don't want him to feel unsatisfied in his job. I think that he should be able to do whatever he wants, because why else did he become president if not to achieve his own personal objectives and line his own pockets and enrich himself and his family for generations? I mean, I think it's only fair. He's not getting a paycheck, you guys.
Felon 47 doesn't care about Americans, including those of you who voted for him.
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that motivates me.
Did you say earlier that the only thing that matters to you when it comes to Iran is a nuclear weapon? You're not considering the financial impact of this war on Americans?
The most important thing by far, including whether our stock market, which by the way is at an all-time high, but including whether or not our stock market goes up or down a little bit, the most important thing by far is Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Felon 47 told you exactly how he feels about the American people. He was asked whether he cared about the financial pain Americans are experiencing. And his answer was simple. No, I don't care. Straight from his own mouth. He doesn't care if your bills are piling up. He doesn't care if your groceries are unaffordable. He doesn't care if your retirement account is taking a hit. He doesn't care if working families are struggling to stay afloat. Believe him when he tells you who he is. And that's the read. If you like your tea hot, share it, save your seat, and follow for more. This is the Notorious JTB, notoriously opinionated, signing out.
Fox host Brett Baier just gave Donald Trump a chance to clarify one of the most shocking things he's said recently. And that's a long list. And Trump, in typical Trump fashion, didn't walk it back at all. In fact, he doubled down. Baier played Trump the clip of himself saying he doesn't think about Americans' financial situation. Most politicians would immediately try to soften the comments, but not Trump. Instead, he smiled and said, "That's a perfect statement. I'd make it again." Think about that for a second. Millions of Americans are struggling right now with things like groceries, rent, gas, healthcare, childcare, credit card debt. It goes on and on. And the current president of the United States openly admits those struggles are not something he gives a damn about. Then he doubled down on national television. What makes this moment so powerful politically is that it cuts directly against the image that Trump is desperately himself trying to sell. You know, that he's fighting for the working class Americans. Because when someone tells you they don't think about your financial situation, believe them. And the fact that he said it proudly and is not apologizing and is in fact doubling down is exactly why these clips are exploding online right now. Share your thoughts in the comment section and follow me for more.
So Donald Trump was just asked in a Fox News interview to his face if he stands by his statement that he doesn't think about Americans' financials at all when negotiating with Iran, and this is what he said.
Pundits jumped all over this statement that you made the other day. You were asked when you were leaving.
What extent are American financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all.
That's right. That's a perfect statement. I'd make it again. But you can imagine how many people stop the soundbite I don't think about America's financial situation. So what's your response to that framework?
It's very simple. When people hear me say it, everybody agrees. Short-term pain. It's going to be short-term pain. But the pain is much less than people thought.
You hear that, America? He doesn't think about your financial situations whatsoever. And it's not like he misspoke or he didn't mean it. He said it again. He doubled down. He called it a perfect statement that he would make again. The guy who told you he was going to lower your prices is not only raising your prices, but he's also telling you to suck it up in the process. Donald Trump, everybody.
I don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about anybody.
So he's finally telling the truth. I mean, he doesn't care about you. He just said he doesn't care about the American people's financial situation. I'll tell you what he does care about. He cares about his vanity project, his ballroom that he's building alongside the White House. And maybe you missed this, but you're all paying for that. $1 billion of that is being paid for by you, the taxpayers of this country. I mean, this is what happens when you elect a narcissist as president of the United States who doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself.
What's up, America? Donald Trump says he doesn't think about the Americans' financial situation. At least that's what the media is saying. But I want you to hear what Donald Trump said in his own words. And let me know, do you think Donald Trump cares about Americans' financial situation? Or do you think he doesn't give a fuck? Let's take a listen.
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that motivates.
So clearly Donald Trump was talking about the Iran deal, but obviously people are going to misconstrue what he said. Or fuck it, maybe he meant it exactly and he hates the poor. God only knows at this point. But it seems to be in the context of the Iran conflict. So this is one of those situations where you could take it either way, but I think it's in the context of the Iran negotiations. However, if it was said any other time for any other reason, most people would probably be pissed as fuck right now. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it was talking about the Iran negotiations only, or do you think he really doesn't give a fuck about America's financial situation?
Sometimes I sit down to ask myself, how did Americans end up here? A father, a president, open his mouth to say it out loud, without fear, without understanding the people that even voted for him, even if at least not for black people. But for those ones that stood, open his mouth wide to say he don't care about Americans' financial situation. Let's assume that you don't even care as president. We have presidents that do not care. Even in my president here in this particular country, Nigeria, they literally do not care about us. But it will be hard and difficult for them to come out and tell you, we don't care. But the one that we thought was well civilized, the one that will taught understand what politics is, the one that will taught understand every single thing and how everything should be managed, opened his mouth to say that he literally do not care about the financial situations of Americans. And I'm so happy for MAGAs. I'm proud of MAGAs. In fact, this is the point where I have to applaud MAGAs for doing what? For making sure they sang, they drummed, they campaigned, they voted for this orange man to be on seats. Because a lot of them thought the moment everything started, they were going to be excluded. A lot of them thought it's just ending being a Republican, being a MAGA. It's just what we end everything. Right now, they are biting their axes in pains. Because their own axe is even now getting more whooped than those that even did not vote for this administration. I understand that you don't care, sir. I understand that you don't even have human feelings. I understand that nothing is your business. The only thing that is your business is let's go to war and how you can support your Benjamin Yahoo. I understand that the Epstein file is what you're running away from. I understand that a lot of things contribute to what will make you say, I don't care about the situation. But sir, must you say it out loud? Must you rub it to our face? And you know the funniest part of this orange man? Is even when, I've forgotten the guy's name that actually went and interviewed him and told him that you actually said this when you were asked about the situations of America. You said you literally do not care about the financial situation of America. Why do you say that? Do you have any regret for that? Can you restrain that comment? He added more injury into the pains. So this is the best wake-up call that a lot of MAGAs will be having. Right now, they were in the street. They're in the streets crying. They're in the street protesting. They're in the street saying, oh, Black Americans, come to our rescue. You are the only ones that we know. After you voted for hunger, you voted for frustration, you voted for war, you voted for every single thing that you're going through right now. So congratulations, because you thought it was going to be just Black Americans suffering it, right? Right now, every single person is getting their own share of tea or coffee. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you. Liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys.